Guys, thanks for jumping on. You guys have had so much progress since we first met a few months ago and scaled your business, massively. And you're still only kind of 4 or 5 months into the game. So, I mean, you guys are absolute superstars when it comes to e-com, and still plenty of plans to go, as we obviously, just discussed. But before we kind of jump into, what you guys did to get to your level now, I'd love to just kind of hear, firstly, give the guys a bit of an insight into what you do, and then, what you originally did to kind of get started with your business and how it kind of got some legs. I'd love to just hear about that.
So we run a business pup hub and we sell an anti-splash dog bowl, and we had the idea of that because we have a horrendously messy Labrador when he has a drink. So we thought, well, we'll try and find a product that the market can relate to, and it's obviously a common problem. So we found this bowl, and Ricky was in Australia at the time helping his dad out on a farm, and I was back in Oamaru on my own. And I thought, well, what can I do to fill in the time? So I built this online store. We'd had a bit of insight into the e-commerce space over the last few years, and have been sort of tapping into other people in the field, because we knew we couldn't work for people. We had to be sort of our own bosses. So I bit the bullet and I, built the store, and it just took off with our social media. Ricky comes from a rural background. I myself am more of a city girl, and I ended up moving to Australia with Ricky it's probably about 5 years ago now, 6 years ago, on tractors and everything, doing the harvest, baling, that sort of thing, and I absolutely hated it.
To be honest, because I'm a real country bumpkin, and I used to think, oh, that internet money, nah, it's got to be bullshit.
Internet money.
People don't actually make money on internet, okay? You got to fucking go fencing or something, or you got to do some hard work. So, but no, when we got going, it was awesome. We didn't think it was possible. Maybe luck of the draw, we got sort of viral with TikTok and Instagram and things like that. And then after that, we sort of knew that we had solidified a spot in e-commerce, but it was a matter of how do we keep this going? And we didn't know sort of a month later how to keep the wheel turning. And
we sort of got to a crossroad of, we didn't know how to take the next step. You listen to so many YouTube people that know everything, all these experts and so on, and there's so much information that you don't know what is worth doing. And we wasted thousands of dollars testing these so-called, foolproof methods. And that's why we got to this crossroad. We're like, well, we're not seeing results. Is this the end now? Like, is this,
just a quick 50K back to work on Monday? Or
and then I think it came across Will's page, and you reached out to him, or
we had caught up and had a conversation, and I guess the rest is kind of history, as they say. But I mean, I was just super impressed with how far you'd come kind of organically, and that's definitely, I mean that's like an extreme level, like going from 0 to kind of 50-60K organically in a matter of month to 2 months. Like, that's extreme, but the same kind of principles apply about like what I've observed about successful businesses. And we were the same with Karmic. Like, we basically went to 0 to 30K pretty much organically over the space of, I'd think, like 3 years, not even joking, right? Until we kind of cracked a few codes. But the foundation of organic demand is there, right? Because a big mistake people make is saying, I'm going to flog my product with ads and absolutely burn cash, with no real kind of validation. It's almost like just false hope, really. So that's where I got really excited about the opportunities for you guys to obviously keep going with your organic and keep building that, even though it can be quite temperamental and whatnot. But the paid component being so valuable to reach to so many more people, of course, and kind of control where those ads go, probably more importantly. So, I mean, I think we came in and you started implementing that straight away, right? And you guys started to see
it was sort of our first real insight into using Facebook ads.
Because we had no idea at all what we were doing.
No.
And I'm pretty sure that our first call that we had, and you said, do this, this, and this, and boom, just straight away, and we were like,
oh my God, printing money.
Facebook does work.
Yeah.
So,
it was really exciting. It was that like first feeling of, okay, well, this is our next step, and we finally had guidance to propel us forward. It was just incredible, so incredible.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and I think you kind of went from what, maybe 60 to 75K or something the first month, and then do you say ticked over like 85 last month or something like that? It's pretty close to.
Yeah, yep, I think we went from, we had a really low couple of months. We were at about 40, and then I think we had quite a big jump once we started, you know, implementing these strategies and the email campaigns that, you know, your strategy of that as well, that was really big for us.
I think our last, since joining, we've had majority 75 and up months. Prior to that, I think our highest one may have been around 50.
50,
so
yeah. And we've had a record month ever since joining you. You know, each month has.
It may be little, but a record's a record.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, you count them all. I've seen people get like $1 and $10 increments. I'm like, yeah, best month ever. You killed it. It all counts. But no, I mean, that's awesome to hear. And I can completely relate to that, even us going through our infancy stages of just like, there are so many options that you can kind of do. And, you know, I genuinely believe that people have strategies that do work for them, but where it comes into it is, yeah, but what do I need specifically for me at my stage? And what do I need to do? So, you know, that's obviously what we've been working on together, which has been amazing to obviously get the rewards for the efforts, because you guys are students of the game. And that's another thing that I really preach and advocate for, is just you never stop learning, you know, and you have to take the level of care with your business, because that's the life or death of it, you know, and which you guys take very seriously. So it's, I mean, you guys have done an incredible effort, and become a lot more of a well-rounded kind of business. And like we spoke about, 100K months, it's not far away, you know, with the levers that you guys can pull. So that's super exciting. How have you found the community? Have you found that like a valuable aspect of the program?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think the variation of everybody in different stages, we're able to help people with certain things that are going through what we've already been through, and vice versa. People that are above us have been able to teach us things that we need help with. So it's just been all round. Everybody is so willing to help. Everybody's so responsive. You know, there's always somebody live that can have an answer for anything or help. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Definitely a well-selected group of people that all care about the same thing and have the same goal.
That's good. Yeah, definitely. You know, my mission is to bring everybody in together, and it's different from a random Facebook group or something where there's no real connection with people. It's just very real and raw, and sharing like, just the lessons, of course, but yeah, the wins, absolutely, of course, together. It's important to celebrate. Awesome, guys. Well, no, go ahead, buddy.
I've been it's been good that people are more raw with the information. You know, a lot of people can be really reserved, and then you don't really get anything out of it. You know, you're just left with some surface, like, oh, well, what does that even mean? You know, you got nothing out of it. I've appreciated the amount of raw information that's been handed. There's no like secrets that are kept from anybody. And so if everyone's willing to help, is the whole point I'm trying to get at. And bouncing off everyone else too, it's helped us too in all the little refinement things. So going back through your website, maybe just refining your ads a little bit. Everyone has their own experience, and some of it you do know, some of it you don't know. And then you can implement it, and bang, that was the missing key to something that you've been working on for the last 10 days. So it's been really helpful.
Amazing, mate. No, that's appreciate you adding that in, and you're exactly right. Again, it's just that relatability and being able to build relationships with people is definitely valued, you know, and something that's sort of got a life of its own, which is awesome. So looking back kind of, you know, 3 odd months ago before we kind of started, like, what would you guys kind of say with people kind of in your position where you weren't sure of kind of that next step? What do you kind of, what sort of advice would you kind of give to them about, I guess, that turning point, you know, for you guys specifically, would you say?
I think it would be bite the bullet and spend that money in a place with somebody that can teach you and be there for you every step of the way. Most people, like, we hit that crossroad we needed somebody to bounce who had been further down the line than us, like yourself, that we could bounce off our ideas. Anything that we have, you need somebody. I truly feel that you can't really run a business if you don't have somebody that you're looking up to and somebody that can help guide you along the way. So that, and
I've got my answer now.
Okay. that initial investment that we were scared of taking has just paid off tenfold.
Yeah.
Like, you just have to put down that, and it's such a small investment in the big scheme of things. You just got to bite the bullet. You got to do it, and it's just something that you will not look back on whatsoever.
Yeah, absolutely. Ricky, what are you going to add?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I never believed in like mentorship, I suppose is the word. But I heard everybody that was on your side, I suppose, of the game, that mentorship. I mean, because you yourself, you have a mentor too, you were saying. But coming from, other people's experiences, they've never lost when they don't have a mentor. I mean, everybody has a mentor. Anyone successful has had a mentor. No one hasn't had a mentor. So, you can say, well, but it costs money or whatever, but no, it's absolutely worth it. You just got to take the jump. If you're not willing to take that jump, maybe you're in the wrong game. Yeah.
Yeah, 100% agree. I mean, that was probably a big lesson that took me probably 5 years to learn. Is you're right. All you're kind of looking at is the cost, but every single successful person that I was looking up to myself or reading about or listening to on a podcast had a mentor. And like, if these people who are where I want to be have that, why would I be, not have the same thing? It's like reading books. It's like everyone says they read books or meditate that I kind of look up to. It's like, why would I not be doing that? Right? There's got to be something in that behavior. Same thing with mentorship and just having that guidance. And you're right. That's probably one of the biggest things for me is, like investing literally in yourself and behavior, like investing in your future, basically. So, really good point there, mate. I'm glad that came back to you, but it's been an absolute pleasure, guys. I mean, 6 figure months are so close for you guys and obviously beyond that as well. So I can't wait to see what's in store for you guys, but thanks so much for sharing that with us. Really appreciate it.
Really thank you.
No worries. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. No, some days we're just like, I just have to give Will a call, it's just good that you can. Yeah. Because some days I'm sitting there like losing it, like what do we do now? And, we'll ask Will, we'll see. So,
He'll know.
Yeah.